Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are going to be looking at luxury senior living,
Ooh,
focusing on this fascinating development project in Palo Alto, California.
okay.
Now,
Yeah,
Palo Alto, as you probably already know, is the heart of Silicon Valley.
right.
Think Stanford. Think all the big tech companies and a very particular blend of innovation and California lifestyle. But
Yeah, Lily.
what you might not know is that it's becoming a real hotspot for a new kind of senior living,
Right.
one that is all about high-end amenities, integrated healthcare, and a really vibrant, active community.
Hmm.
So we're going to be exploring kind of why this market is booming,
Yeah.
what these communities are actually offering, and even touch on some of the challenges and opportunities for developers.
It's fascinating, and you have this generation of baby boomers, many of whom made their fortunes in Silicon Valley, and they're now reaching retirement age.
Yeah,
And they're used to a certain lifestyle,
right.
and they're not ready to settle for anything less just because they're getting older.
Right. Exactly. It's not even just about having the money, though.
Right.
There's a deeper cultural shift happening here,
Totally.
a rejection of this traditional idea of retirement as a time to slow down.
Yeah.
They want to keep experiencing. They want to keep pushing boundaries. They
Yeah.
want to keep learning.
Right. And that's where this new breed of senior living community comes in.
Yeah.
Um, they're not just offering a place to live.
Right.
They're offering a platform for continued growth and fulfillment.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
These communities are catering to a generation that witnessed the rise of consumerism,
Right.
the explosion of technology,
Right.
and a redefinition of what it means to age well.
Absolutely.
They're looking for experiences, not just amenities.
Okay, so let's talk about this specific development project in Palo Alto.
So,
What makes this so special?
Well-
What are they offering that's different from, your traditional retirement community?
for starters, the location is unbeatable.
Yeah.
Prime Palo Alto real estate close to downtown
Yeah.
Stanford University, world-class healthcare facilities.
Mm-hmm.
But it's much more than just the address.
Yeah.
They're creating a whole ecosystem
Yeah.
designed to support a vibrant, active lifestyle.
Okay, give us the inside scoop here.
Sure.
What kind of ecosystem are we talking about? What are some of these features that make it stand out?
So the spacious residences with high-end finishes, private outdoor spaces, a focus on sustainable design.
Okay.
They're incorporating smart home technology to enhance safety convenience, peace of mind for residents.
That's really interesting. It's almost like they're taking this concept of like a luxury hotel and applying it to senior living.
Right.
But it's not just about pampering, right? You mentioned healthcare earlier.
Yeah.
What role does that play in this development?
Healthcare is woven into the very fabric of the community.
Okay.
They're going beyond, the basics of on-site medical staff and offering things like telehealth for easy access to specialists,
Right.
personalized wellness programs, and even preventative care initiatives.
That's about proactive healthcare, not just reactive.
Exactly.
Catching things early and helping residents stay healthy for as long as possible.
Precisely. And they're using technology to do it in a way that's seamless and integrated into residents' daily lives.
Okay.
Imagine wearable health trackers that monitor vital signs and alert caregivers if there's a problem,
Mm.
or smart home sensors that can detect falls or changes in activity patterns.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It really does feel like we're entering this new era of senior living,
Mm-hmm.
where technology and design are really working together to create this whole other level of care and support.
And don't forget the social aspect.
Yeah.
This development is all about fostering a sense of community and combating the isolation that can sometimes accompany aging.
Yeah.
They're offering a wide range of activities and social events,
Okay.
from art workshops to cooking classes to organized outings.
It's so interesting, isn't it? Because we're so used to thinking about senior living in terms of those physical needs,
Right.
Housing, healthcare, meals.
Right.
But it's clear that social connection is just as important.
Absolutely. And for this generation,
Yeah.
it's about more than just bingo nights and potlucks.
Right.
They want stimulating activities, opportunities to learn and grow,
Mm-hmm.
and chances to connect with like-minded people.
So we've got this amazing development in Palo Alto, but is this just a one-off or is this a sign of things to come?
Well,
Is this the future of senior living?
what's fascinating is that while this specific project is unique,
Yeah.
it reflects a larger trend we're seeing across the senior living industry, a move toward luxury,
Right.
personalization, and a focus on active aging.
You mentioned that this development is attracting a lot of interest from investors.
It is.
What is it about this market that makes it so appealing?
Well, from a financial standpoint, this is a market with huge growth potential.
Mm-hmm.
The baby boomer generation is large and affluent,
Right.
and they're increasingly looking for senior living options that align with their lifestyle and expectations.
But it's not just about the numbers, is it?
No.
There's something about this trend that feels optimistic. Like, we're finally starting to recognize the value and the potential of older adults
Totally.
and create communities that support them in living their best lives.
I agree. It's a shift from viewing aging as a decline to viewing it as a continuation of life
Yeah.
with all its possibilities and opportunities.
And this development in Palo Alto seems to be at the forefront of that movement.
Absolutely. They're setting a new standard for what senior living can be.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that this level of luxury comes at a price.
Right.
And that raises some important questions about affordability and accessibility.
Right. So let's shift gears a bit and talk about the financial side of things.
Okay.
How are they making this work?
Let's unpack that. One of the things that makes this particular development so interesting is they're trying to strike a balance between luxury and accessibility.
Okay.
So they're offering a variety of floor plans
Mm-hmm.
and pricing options to appeal to a wider range of potential residents.
So it's not just for the ultra wealthy.
Not at all. They're incorporating some clever financial strategies to make it more attainable for a broader demographic.
Okay.
For example, they're exploring innovative financing models and incorporating sustainable building practices
Right.
that can help to lower operating costs in the long run.
That's smart. It's not just about the bottom line. It's about creating a community that's both financially viable and environmentally responsible.
Right.
But even with these efforts, there's still this tension, right, between offering these incredible amenities
Yeah,
and keeping it affordable.
definitely. And that's a challenge for developers across the board. How do you provide all these amazing services and features
Mm-hmm.
without pricing yourself out of the market?
Right.
It's a delicate balance.
Yeah.
And it requires a deep understanding of the target audience, their needs and their willingness to pay, but the potential rewards are significant.
Okay, so we've established that there's this huge demand for this type of senior living, that
Mhm.
developers are finding creative ways to make it financially viable, and that this particular project in Palo Alto is pushing the boundaries of what's possible. But what about the broader context?
Right.
Where does this trend fit into the larger conversation about aging and the role of seniors in our society?
That's a great question, and it's one that we'll explore more deeply in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
But I think it's safe to say that this trend is a reflection of broader societal shifts in how we view aging and the role of seniors in our communities.
I'm really curious to hear more about that, but for now we're going to wrap up part one of this deep dive.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground, from the specific amenities of this new development in Palo Alto to the broader trends shaping the future of senior living. Join us for part two, where we'll continue exploring this fascinating and evolving market.
Awesome.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been exploring this new development in Palo Alto, this place that really exemplifies the shift towards luxury senior living. But as we touched on before, this is about so much more than just fancy buildings and high-end amenities. It's about changing how we think about aging itself.
Yeah, and one of the most interesting aspects of this shift is the psychological component. You know, we talked about baby boomers having the financial means to pursue this lifestyle, but there's also a mindset at play here, a desire to remain active and engaged and in control even as they enter their later years.
It's like they're pushing back against the traditional expectations of what retirement should be, right?
Exactly.
Some people might even say that these communities are simply catering to a consumerist mindset. What are your thoughts on that?
That's a valid point. There's definitely a risk of falling into a trap of equating luxury with fulfillment. But I think it's important to look at the deeper motivations here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this generation came of age during a time of unprecedented social and economic change.
Right.
They're used to having options, making choices, shaping their own destinies.
Yeah.
And they're bringing that same spirit of self-determination into their later years.
So it's not just about accumulating possessions, it's about having the freedom and the resources to pursue their passions and live life on their own terms.
Precisely. And I think that's a healthy impulse. You know, it's about recognizing that aging doesn't have to mean a decline in vitality or engagement. It can be a time of continued growth, exploration, even reinvention.
So how do these luxury senior living communities support that desire for continued growth?
Okay.
Is it just about providing a comfortable and stimulating environment, or is there more to it?
It's definitely about creating an environment that's conducive to an active and engaged lifestyle. But it goes beyond that. These communities are increasingly focusing on fostering a sense of purpose and meaning among their residents.
Okay, that's interesting. What does that look like in practice?
So, for example, many communities are establishing partnerships with local organizations to create volunteer opportunities for residents.
Okay.
Others are offering on-site programs and workshops that allow residents to share their skills and knowledge with others, whether it's through mentoring, teaching, or even starting their own small businesses.
It's almost like they're creating a microcosm of society within these communities, a
Mhm.
place where residents can still contribute and connect and make a difference.
Exactly, and that's incredibly important for maintaining a sense of purpose and well-being as we age.
Hmm.
We all need to feel valued, needed, and connected to something larger than ourselves.
We've also been seeing a lot about these intergenerational programs where residents are interacting with younger people. What's the thinking behind that?
That's a really interesting trend. It's about breaking down the barriers between generations and creating opportunities for meaningful exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a community where residents can share their life experiences with younger people, offer mentorship, or even just enjoy the energy and vibrancy of being around different age groups.
Yeah, it's a win-win, isn't it? The younger generation gets to learn from the wisdom and experience of their elders, and the older generation gets to stay connected to the world around them and feel like they're still making a contribution.
Absolutely, and it challenges that outdated notion of retirement as a time of isolation and withdrawal.
So we've talked about the psychological and social aspects of this trend, but let's get down to brass tacks. Is luxury senior living actually attainable for most people?
That's a very practical question, and it's one that many people are asking. The reality is that this level of care and attention does come with a price tag. But remember, just like in any real estate market, there's a range of options available.
So it's not just for the ultra-wealthy.
Not necessarily. Some communities offer a more affordable approach, perhaps with fewer amenities or smaller units. And there are also financing options available, such as reverse mortgages, that can make it more accessible for people who might not have the upfront capital.
It's interesting to think about the economic impact of this trend as well. It's creating jobs, it's generating revenue, it's stimulating local economies.
That's true. As the demand for this type of senior living continues to grow, we can expect to see even more investment in the sector, which will have ripple effects throughout the economy.
And this brings us back to the development project in Palo Alto. It seems like they're really trying to strike that sweet spot between luxury and accessibility, from what we've read. They're offering a variety of floor plans and pricing options to appeal to a wider range of potential residents.
Yes, and they're being smart about it. They're incorporating sustainable building practices and energy-efficient features, which not only align with the values of their target audience, but also help to lower operating costs in the long run, making it more financially viable.
Right.
It's a win-win for everyone involved.
So it's not just about creating a luxurious environment. It's about creating a community that's both financially and environmentally sustainable. But I do wonder, in a world where housing affordability is such a pressing issue, is there a risk that these luxury developments could exacerbate existing inequalities?
That's a valid point, and it's something that we need to be mindful of. It's
Yeah.
important to remember that this is just one piece of the larger housing puzzle. We need a diversity of housing options to meet the needs of people at all income levels and stages of life.
Mm.
And we need to ensure that everyone has access to safe, affordable, and dignified housing.
Right, we can't lose sight of the bigger picture while we're exploring this particular niche of the market.
Hey.
So as we head into the final part of our deep dive, what are your key takeaways from this conversation so far?
For me, the most important takeaway is that this isn't just about real estate. It's about how we approach aging, how we design our communities, and how we create a society that values and supports people at all stages of life.
Well said. Join us for part 3, where we'll delve deeper into the future of senior living and explore some of the trends that are shaping this rapidly evolving market. Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been unpacking this exciting trend of luxury senior living using that cutting-edge development in Palo Alto as our lens, and it's clear that this isn't just about creating swanky retirement homes.
Right.
It's about reimagining what aging can look like in the 21st century.
Yeah.
But now I'm curious, what does the future hold for this market?
Okay.
Where are things headed beyond these initial innovations?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And while we don't have a crystal ball, there are some emerging trends that give us a glimpse into what the next generation of senior living might look like. One of the most significant is the growing emphasis on personalization and customization.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about those high expectations with baby boomers.
Right.
Well, imagine that amplified as younger generations,
Yeah.
even more accustomed to tailoring their experiences, approach retirement age.
So it's not going to be enough to just offer a generic package of amenities.
Right.
Everyone wants their retirement years curated to their specific tastes.
Exactly. We're moving towards a model where residents can essentially design their own lifestyle packages
Yeah.
within these communities.
Okay.
Instead of just choosing from a preset menu of activities,
Yeah.
they'll be able to create their own schedules,
Mm.
pursue their individual passions,
Mm.
and connect with other residents who share their specific interests.
I can see how technology would play a huge role in making that level of personalization possible.
Yeah.
Are we talking about AI-powered concierge services that anticipate your every need,
Sure.
personalized virtual reality experiences that transport you to your dream destinations?
Well, those things might not be too far off.
Yeah.
Even current technology is already making a difference.
Right.
Think about using an app to book a private yoga session, or schedule a massage or reserve a table at the community's Michelin star-worthy restaurant.
Wow.
The community becomes this platform that connects residents to an ecosystem of services, experiences, and social opportunities, all tailored to their individual preferences.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's almost like these communities are evolving into these personalized lifestyle hubs. But what about the practical side of things?
Okay.
How does this push for personalization impact the design and operation of these communities?
That's where things get really interesting from an architectural and logistical standpoint.
Okay.
We're seeing a move towards more flexible and adaptable spaces that can be reconfigured to accommodate a variety of activities and preferences.
Hmm.
Think modular furniture, movable walls, multi-purpose rooms that can transform from a yoga studio to a lecture hall to a concert venue, depending on the needs of the residents.
So it's about creating spaces that can evolve along with the residents themselves, allowing for both individual expression and communal connection. But beyond personalization, what other major trends are shaping the future of senior living?
One that's becoming increasingly important is the focus on sustainability and environmental responsibility.
Okay.
And this isn't just about appealing to eco-conscious consumers. It makes sound financial and ethical sense as well.
You know, we hear a lot about sustainability these days, but what does it actually mean in the context of senior living?
It's about creating communities that are designed to minimize their environmental impact, conserve resources, and promote the health and well-being of both residents and the planet.
Okay.
Think about incorporating solar panels, rainwater harvesting systems, energy-efficient appliances.
Right.
It's about creating spaces that are in harmony with nature, incorporating green spaces, natural light, and even edible gardens.
So it's not just about reducing the carbon footprint.
Right.
It's about creating a living environment that promotes health vitality and a connection to the natural world.
Exactly. And as the awareness of climate change and environmental issues continues to grow, we can expect to see this trend become even more prominent in the senior living market.
Hmm.
It's not just a nice to have, it's becoming a must-have for discerning residents who want to align their values with their lifestyle choices.
Now, we've talked a lot about the luxurious aspects of this market,
Yeah.
but there's another piece of the puzzle that feels crucial, and that's the integration of healthcare.
That's right. And it's going far beyond simply having a doctor on call or offering a few wellness classes.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a seamless integration of healthcare into the fabric of these communities with a focus on proactive and preventative care.
So it's about shifting from a model of reacting to health problems to one of actively promoting health and well-being.
Absolutely. It's about creating environments and support systems that help residents maintain their independence and vitality for as long as possible. And technology plays a key role in making this vision a reality.
Okay, give us an example. How is technology being used to transform healthcare in these communities?
Imagine wearable health trackers that continuously monitor vital signs and alert caregivers if there's any cause for concern.
Okay.
Or smart home sensors that can detect falls or changes in activity patterns, providing early intervention and preventing more serious issues. Telemedicine is also becoming increasingly prevalent, allowing residents to consult with specialists remotely, avoiding unnecessary trips to the doctor's office.
It sounds like we're moving towards a model where healthcare is personalized, preventative, and seamlessly integrated into daily life.
Exactly. And as these technologies continue to evolve, we can expect to see even more innovative applications in the senior living market. It's really an exciting time to be watching this space.
It's incredible to think about how far we've come in terms of how we approach aging and senior living.
I agree, it's a paradigm shift from viewing aging as a period of decline to seeing it as a continuation of life,
Yeah.
full of possibilities for growth, contribution, and fulfillment.
And these developments we're seeing in Palo Alto are a powerful testament to that shift in thinking.
Absolutely. They're not just creating luxurious living spaces. They're building communities that foster well-being, connection, and a sense of purpose.
And that's a future we can all get behind. Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from the specific amenities and innovations of this new development in Palo Alto to the broader trends shaping the future of senior living.
Mm.
It's clear that this is a market that's constantly evolving and pushing boundaries.
It has been a fascinating conversation,
It really has.
and I hope it's given our listeners a deeper understanding of this complex and rapidly changing landscape.
As always, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What are your takeaways from this deep dive? What questions does it raise for you about the future of senior living and the role of technology design and community in shaping how we age? Share your insights on our social media channels, and let's keep this conversation going.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.